There we go, in the home in New York of the great patriot Daniel Penny. I don't know about y'all, but I think we need a lot more Daniel Pennies in this country, because we have far too many Jordan Neelys.
Okay, so this is a quick one today. These are the Christians. You can take that so many different ways. And the thing about it is, he could easily clarify, because I don't know if you heard it, replay it. There's a dude at the very end, right before it cuts off, when he says, there's so many more Jordan Neelys.
But I think we need a lot more Daniel Pennies in this country, because we have far too many Jordan Neelys.
When he says, at the very end, he makes a statement ultimately saying that there's so many more, what? Homeless people? People that have mental issues that need to be killed? Or black homeless people with mental issues that need to be killed? Or black people that need to be killed? Like, what about that just shines Christ is what I'm getting at. So there was a dude at the very end of the video, right at the very end, when he says there's so many, he says there's too many Jordan Neelys. And you hear a dude right at the end go, oh ho ho, right? Because that statement, even he understood what that statement was saying. There's no part of that statement. There's no part of that statement that is okay, period, from any standpoint. Those same people that have the nerve, the audacity to claim that they're for Christ, cheer and vote for these evil people that praise murderers. But at the same time, these are the same people that claim they're pro-life. They are so stupid. They are the most ignorant people. They're like, they don't have any common sense or logic to make it make sense. Just like the Bible talks about, they just blow with the wind. They are against something one day, and then as soon as one of their idols is for it, they turn around and they convince themselves why it's okay. There are actually so many videos on this exact thing where you have, the top interviewers, top people like Jordan Klepper and other people too. But I've seen it most on like Comedy Central and places like that where they've done those types of interviews with people. But basically, they will interview a person and they'll read out something that Trump actually did to the MAGA people. And then but they'll say it was Biden, and then the people will talk about how bad it was and how horrible it was and how corrupt and this, that, and the other. And they say like, oh, that's my mistake. That was actually Trump. And then they will literally flip the switch in their brain, and they do it with a straight face. Every time they have literal, that is the definition of a reprobate mind. These people have lost all common sense if they ever had it. Bottom line is, the shit is disgusting, and all of these people should be ashamed of themselves for voting these type of people in office while trying to claim that you're a Christian, that you follow the examples of Christ. And so this is the thing. Even if you don't believe that that was a racist statement that he made, and I'm talking to the people that call themselves Christians, right? Okay, he wasn't being racist. You're reading too far into it. Okay, so then you're just saying that him encouraging more vigilante murders of people that are making threats, angry threats, because they're in horrible circumstances, they're not thinking straight, so they're yelling out obscenities because they're troubled. You're supporting a man that says we need more people that will kill off people like this. Let's take race out of it. So what part of the Bible is that at? You're still a hypocrite. You're still counterfeit. You're still a Pharisee. You're still a bullshitter. You're still full of shit. You're still fake as hell. You're still a liar. You still are supporting the people that are doing the devil's work, because that sure ain't biblical. That ain't Christ's work. But last I checked, the Bible talks about pulling the plank out of your own eye. The plank out of your eye. Not the splinter, the plank. That's a big piece of wood, right? Pull that big ass piece of wood, that 2x4 out of your eye before you keep pointing your finger to pull the splinter out of your brother's eye. That's what the Bible says, without the cussing. So I'm just trying to understand, at the end of the day, what part of what that man said was okay as a Christian? Yet majority of those people that are in that crowd call themselves followers of Christ. How many pastors are we going to hear that are going to talk about how this is not the way that we are supposed to behave? How many pastors did we hear over the last 8 years? I said 8. So from 2016 to today, how many pastors had the spiritual fortitude, okay, to stand on God's business, be who they say they are, and stand up for what's right and address their congregations and tell them what they should be acting like, giving examples of what they shouldn't be acting like, talking to them about the behaviors of the people that are in their party that are not representing Christ, but they keep claiming that they're about Christ's business. Why? How many pastors did we see that were addressing those things to make sure that the path and the people, the sheep, were keeping the right path? How many pastors had the balls to do that? Not many. But I'm gonna continue to talk about it because, like I said, so I took time out, right, to get myself together, to gather myself. So I'm cool. Like I'm here and there, I'm listening to the news, but I'm not doing it like I was. But then I pop in, and this is the stuff that's still going on. The racist, hateful Christian conversation. This is the bullshit that needs to be addressed, because this is not what Christianity is in any way, shape, or form. This is something else. But there's too many cowards out here playing the game of being a Christian, and they're misrepresenting, and there ain't enough people strong enough with enough courage and shit. What's another word? Courage is too soft of a word, to be honest with you. With enough conviction and enough responsibility and accountability, enough power in the God that you claim to believe in. There's too few people out here, especially pastors, scared to stand up and address the people and direct them in the way that they need to be directed, because they're scared of that real persecution that they talk about that they're ready for, but they clearly ain't ready for. They're scared of that real persecution. They're scared of the real movement that's going to take place when you stand up for Christ and you're not just trying to make people feel good so they can keep paying and fattening your pockets.